guys, welcome to another video. I'm currently rolling along in wifey's car. Now, I'm in this car because you've probably seen the title. And yeah, I'm really not stoked at all. Lost another turbo on the JZX90. Guys, I know a lot of people will sort of obviously, you know, see that I have quite a few cars, and mind you, I'm an older guy, yeah. Well, when I say older, I'm not old, but you know what I mean. I'm nearly 40, so I've been around for longer, so I've been able to accumulate more cars. Now, most people would be like, you know, so sick. You've got 286s, you've got S13s, you've got 350, 370, this, that, everything. Honestly, sometimes I wish I just had one car, like, or maybe one car each, one for Tiana, one for me. Life would be so simple. I'm gonna think about the last month, and I've had to replace 2 motors. The other motor's being replaced at the moment. I'll show you guys some more about the Corvette stuff ASAP, but the crate motor arrived for that car yesterday. We had to get a new clutch for the Corvette as well, just because it was smart to do while it was there, and the other clutch did slip a little bit, so that's sort of something we wanted to address. But either way, a crate LS3 and a clutch. Then you've got obviously the 1J, losing the 1J blowing up was so painful. And then you've got the 370 where, thanks to Nick, it was an easy fix, and it should last for a little while as it is. Like, it's not, you know, it's not a perfect fix or a permanent fix. We're hoping it'll last, you know, 6 months. Maybe if it lasts a year, I'll be absolutely ecstatic. But you know, that's 3 engines in a month. And then now I've lost an axle blew up and a turbo blew up, and I did say I was gonna not drift a lot before we went, but turbo thing's a weird one. Pulsar are being champions. They are gonna send another one out, and we'll make some small changes and see if that helps with my turbo situation, because that's the second one I've popped now. So we want to make that thing right. But yeah, we're heading down the track right now. We've got some stuff going on down the track. I'll show you guys some preventative maintenance essentially that we're doing, and then we'll get back home and I'll show you guys this freaking turbo, man. I'm not happy, and a broken axle. Like, what the hell? I'm almost super scared to go to America and drive my Corvette, out of the fear that I've had so much bad luck with vehicles this year. It's just been insane. So I don't know, let's get down the track, check it out, and continue to drive wifey's beautiful little 8.6 here. And yeah, it's not a bad thing. I do have the Raptor back now as well. It was just being detailed this morning, so I couldn't drive it. So head down the track. Alright, while we're here, I chucked some fresh front tyres on Tiana's A86 because her tyres were pretty crusty. Now, the whole track's been covered in, I forget exactly what it's called, but essentially it's a form of emulsion. So for the next few weeks, be aware the track will be a little bit slipperier than it usually is. So yeah, we'll let everybody know when they come to the track anyway, but basically this stuff is almost like a new coating on top of the asphalt. It's a cheap fix-ish. It's not like a full-blown fix, but it fills the gaps between the rocks better. It basically gets in all under the cracks and seals everything, so there's no more, well, there's less chance of water affecting the track. So we're going to do this lot, and then I'm going to do another lot of this before I head off to the States to make sure the track holds together for when I'm gone for the guys, so I don't have any stresses while I'm gone. Yeah, so I guess we'll head back to my house now and see exactly how bad this turbo is. We'll go and see Nick and go see how good the detailing on the Raptor turned out. Whew, so much stuff going on at the moment. Yeah, got home. Detailer's done a sick job. Pretty happy with that. Well, if you guys can tell from the camera, but she is clean. They did all the interior as well, which is the main thing I was concerned about. Whew. She's like a new car again. Pretty good. Definitely could have done the dash better, but not too bad. All right, now onto this JZX90 situation, guys. You know, I ended yesterday's video, I basically broke an axle, like that's all she wrote. You know, I'm gonna just drive home with broken axle. I started my car up, I drove about 200 meters from the drift park and the turbo blew. So it's a bit hard to tell from here, but I can see all the marks in the housing and like I can feel it. But I'll fire it up quickly just to show you guys the noise it makes. It's not good though. So the car is currently running, the turbo is not even spinning it. It's like stuck, and then so that is all she wrote for the turbo. So I'm obviously extremely bummed. Like, how many more things can break, honestly? I'm gonna touch wood on that, knock on wood. But obviously, fresh motor in here. We made sure all the oil was cleared out of the whole car. Obviously the engine, we cleaned these lines out, made sure they were clear. You know, we did everything, you know, and this turbo's been on the car now for about 1,000 kilometers since the new motor, and then maybe 2,000 if that before the engine blew. So yeah, luckily the guys are coming to the party. Polestar are going to send me out either a new core or a new turbo. Hopefully, you know, this doesn't happen again, but their customer support's awesome, and definitely back it. You know, these are very cheap turbo and they make great power, they sound good, it looks great in the bay. I've just had a little bit of issues with reliability on mine, but like I said, they are really good with their customer service. My last one was about 2 years old, so they sold me a core for a very reasonable price because it was out of warranty, and then this core is under warranty, so they're going to get that sorted out and we'll get going again. Just luck of the draw sometimes with turbos. I know that Garrett's do the same thing. That's why I'm terrified of buying a Garrett, because you pay 3 times as much for a Garrett, and you know, these things happen. So hopefully new turbo will come really soon, and then we can get on to building the exhaust for this and trying to work out this oil cut thing. I feel like we just need to turn the oil cuts way down, like turn them down to like 5 psi. Like, you know, it shouldn't, I don't know. For me, I would rather only cut if it's critical. And obviously it had the same sump on it before, it had the same pickup. You know, the oil pump's good. It's just the way these things are. They do get low oil pressure. And I was speaking with my buddy Chop, and he was saying as well, you know, that's just how they are. You know, put the oil pressure down to 5, as a warning thing. So I know Russ is being super safe, and I absolutely appreciate that. But I also want to be able to use the car, and if that means blowing another motor, so be it. I don't think I'll blow another motor. I was being very ignorant when the motor blew, and I didn't have my oil that I prefer in it. You know, Valvoline, Castrol, you know, they're both great. I use Valvoline in my car in America, and car ran beautiful on that stuff. And then Castrol here, both great brands. I know I said Valvoline instead of Castrol in the last video. I'd be happy with either of those brands. They are great. They do work really well. Castrol has been my choice at the moment. But yeah, engine's obviously good. We got a broken axle, which is super frustrating because I swapped my axles because my other ones have had broken boots like forever. So I'm like, oh, I got some fresh, not fresh, but I got some new secondhand CVs and chuck them in, and straight away they break. And I've never had a CV issue ever in this car, and all of a sudden I do. So obviously I need to get that fixed. Bummer. Let's go check out the 370Z. I know Nick's been going bananas on that thing, so let's go check that out. Hopefully that will bring a bit of my motivation back, because this, honestly, things going wrong on cars is getting really annoying at the moment. I know it's great for content and all that sort of stuff, but I can't afford this shit. Definitely not at the moment. So we'll, you know, luckily, like I said, luckily Pulse coming on board. We're coming to the party more so and getting this one replaced. So we'll be able to get this going again with minimal fuss. Obviously, CV's easy. I do have the old one out of the car. I'll probably just get a fresh boot put on it and get grease put in it and slap that one in, and away we'll go again. So she's only going to be off the road briefly, but still a bummer nonetheless. Alright guys, big update on the 370Z. It is very pulled apart. So Nick started pulling obviously the whole front apart. AC and stuff's coming off. This has a weird combined AC and radiator setup, which I'm deleting. So we're gonna go ahead and I've ordered a you cannot find, like I cannot find for under $1,000 a 370Z radiator, and then not just over $1,000 plus shipping and then delivery from the States, and it's all gonna take too long. I have found a 350Z radiator. We're pretty sure it'll fit. If not, I can then just put it in Tiana's 350Z anyway. But we're fingers crossed on the 350Z radiator fitting and being able to put in here. There's obviously an absolute ton of room. I feel like a Commodore radiator would even fit. We've got the measurements, so we'll see what happens down the line. But I do see a rear radiator in the future for this anyway. When it goes V8, so I won't stress too much on it, but basically the idea is nice fat aluminium 350Z radiator in the front. We're just going to make it work with what we've got, and I think that's more than possible. I showed you guys the rear already, but now the rear has nothing in the back. So Nick's gone ahead and stripped it, so you've got your whole rear cradle set up here. We're getting ready to put the new GK Tech arms in and delete the spring buckets, because we're going to be obviously going full coilover with the Shockworks. We're doing the dual, what would you even call that? It's a billet diff cover with dual holes to stop any of the issues we have in the past with the radiator with the
breaking the bolt off the back hat.
Yeah, so we had that issue with snap the bolt off the back hat, but we're also going some are they poly bushes for the diff?
Yeah,
for the poly inserts for the rear cradle. We got solid bushes going in the on the diff. What else do we have?
A lot of arms there.
Yeah, the arms for that. We're also we're going to reconfigure the oil cooler setup, put them in a slightly better spot, as well as redo some of the piping as well. We're going to run them in a row, like daisy chain them rather. Oh no, we're going to run them individually, because the sandwich plate that we run actually has extra holes, so we're just going to set up just 2 clean lines on their own, so no like Y-piece splits or anything like that. So they'll get way more oil flow through the oil coolers. We're also gonna run individual wiring to each one as well, so they get a full 12 volts each, rather than just running a line and splitting them. Nick's also cleaning out all the throttle bodies and everything because they're pretty rank. The plugs you said were not good either.
Yeah, they'd been dropped in the hole when they put in, so a few were bent down and the gap was really closed up compared to others, but they're worn out. Just general maintenance stuff, you should gain a few more horsepower back in it. So.
Yeah. What else? What else for the update?
AC delete.
Yeah, I hit on that. Touched on that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All the fronts out, obviously.
The cradle's going to come out.
Yeah, front cradle's going to come out. We're going to move the rack forward on that, which is going to allow us to not run the rack offset spacer thing anymore, which I really don't like. So that's good. Obviously, if you can ever have your rack move forward, it's always a better choice than having the rack offset spacers. Rack offset spacers are just a band-aid for the problem, and you're always better off having your rack actually move forward. What else we got? A lot of this we need to find some more bolts for because I ground them off.
Video on that rack because when I was looking at it, there's not a lot of info. Like not a lot of guys do it.
Yeah.
There's guys that do like a section where they actually cut out the whole engine mount structure and everything, and then weld in like a new alloy piece. But other than that, there's actually no physical sort of videos of like tutorials of people actually moving them forward. So we'll be able to get a good detailed video on that. So
yeah.
That and the 350Z we've got next week as well. So.
Yeah, so there's not a lot on it, obviously. There's very few people. I think Powered by Max do a kit that you can basically cut it out, and then that's probably like the weld-in bit.
Yeah, it's like a big flat-plated alloy bit that already has it moved forward pretty much. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's all going to get moved forward. We will go into detail with that and show you guys. So anybody with a 370Z that wants to get the same done can show their fabricator what's up. Chop has done it in the past, but refuses to do another one because the prep time is very, very involved.
Cast alloy is just dirty. Even from when it's brand new, it's still dirty. So the prep time is double what anything else should usually be.
Yeah. So I ended up finding out this diff hat was meant for a 350. Well, the kit I got was for a 350, so this is an alloy weld-in piece. So we're having to make one of these in steel to go in here. When I say we, Nick's the man. I think that's about it. That's the 370Z update. I'm also going to go, I can't open the back because I got all this stuff on the back, or my new GK stuff ready to go in. But we are going to put a surge tank in this car. As you guys know, that the whole surge tank issue is a huge problem in 370Zs if you don't already know. Like, if I get this car even remotely under full, it surges. And it's a huge problem with these cars, and there's all drop-in options and all that, but we really don't want to go for the drop. I've tried the drop-in option to fix it, and it really doesn't 100% fix it. So we're just going to go with a surge tank and an external fuel pump and just get rid of that problem. And with the back all being pulled apart, we're actually going to add a partition wall essentially right here. So the what's it called? The surge tank will be, you know, cordoned off or away from the cabin, so it won't have any. Huh?
That has its own firewall.
Yeah, its own firewall. So we're going to unload all this. Yeah. So we're going to build a firewall here. So the fuel system's going to end up behind it. Obviously in the future, the radiator will end up back here as well. Probably end up with a battery back here, just bringing a bunch of weight back over the rear axle. And yeah, firewall here, and that will keep me safe inside the car. No chance of having any sort of fire issues. So that's the plan at this stage. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Any extra things you guys can think of that I should do. Still up in the air about the color for this car, but yeah, we're gonna make it happen regardless. And yeah, pumped. This car's gonna be so good when it gets back on track. Honestly, guys, I'm pretty excited for it, but I don't want to rush it either. You know, we may as well do everything and do it right now while she's pulled apart. And honestly, with my luck at the moment, I'm kind of scared to drive any cars at all. I'm scared driving the Raptor down the road that it's just going to break down, because it seems that everything I touch lately just breaks. So yeah, it is what it is. Thanks heaps for watching this one, guys. Thanks for the support. Remember, the giveaway is still on for the Powertrain Digital Dash. Every $50 you spend in store, every Drift Week sticker you buy, either of those gets you spots to win the Powertrain Digital Dash and help support the Drift Week trip coming up, and obviously all the bloody money I'm spending on fixing all the cars that seem to just keep breaking. So I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one.